All right, gentlemen. All right, kings. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back for another episode. If you did not see yesterday's episode, I'm doing this now. Figure I'd kind of show my face on camera, but not really, just because I'm an expressionate talker and doing things like this to convey more thoughts and emotion doesn't really translate well to when you just see a stagnant image on your phone. But I don't want to say something that's anti-girl power, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I recognize this guy. Let's dox him and blah 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 blah. So today we're gonna take a look at this dink phenomenon, or this thing that's trending right now. Dinks, dual income, no children. Now, being the bachelor bastard that I am a single income, no children. But let's check out what this is all about.
Thanks. We go to Trader Joe's and workout classes on the weekends.
We're Dinks. We get into snobby hobbies like skiing and golfing.
We're Dinks. We can go to Florida on a whim.
We're Dinks. We're already planning our European vacation next year.
Dinks. We get a full 8 hours of sleep and sometimes more.
We're Dinks. We get desserts and appetizers at restaurants.
We're Dinks. We can play with other kids and give them back.
We're Dinks. We still do it 3 times a week.
We're Dinks. We spend our discretionary income on $8 lattes.
We're Dinks. We max out our 401ks, Roth IRAs, and HSAs.
We're Dinks. We don't use our kids or dog as an excuse to leave a party. We just leave. We're Dinks.
Now, see, the problem is, or the thing is, I have no issue with this. Because not everyone is meant to be a parent. And I think it's better to not be a parent knowing that you don't want to be a parent, as opposed to the conservatives like breed, breed and buy and breed, make babies and buy houses and all this stuff. It's like, no, I want to live my life the way I want to live my life. So we're going to take a look at, let's see, which one is it? This one? Yeah. The comment section. Let's see. And zoom it in a little bit. So let's peruse the comments a little bit. I accept your surrender, yet another bloodline that mine has outlasted. I'm happy when pretentious twits don't ruin children. I hope the government appointee in the nursing home gives you 3 minutes of attention each day. We dinks, we genetic ends. So, okay. I told my dad that I didn't want to have children. Now, this is just my opinion. I don't think people want children. I think people want babies. Babies are cute and adorable, and the innocence of just wondrous life. But I don't see many people going, oh, I can't wait to have a toddler that throws a tantrum. Oh, I can't wait to have a teenager that snaps back at me and talks back and thinks that they know how the world works. No, everyone talks about babies, babies, babies. But they're only really a baby for a short amount of time, and then you got the rest of this that you got to take care of the kid. And I told my dad that I didn't want to have children because, first of all, I'm cheap. I don't really like to spend money. And, having a kid, you can't really do that. And the other part was, I don't think I could be as, let me shrink this back down and put it back in my oh so beautiful face that you can totally see. And I told my dad, like, I don't want to have kids because, women are horrible nowadays. I'm cheap, and I don't think I could be as good as a dad to my child as my father was to me. My dad was great. And so since I would see myself as a lesser father, I think I would be doing like an injustice to the child. Now, I wouldn't step out. I wouldn't be like, oh, you got pregnant by accident. Well, figure it out. Like, no, I would be there, but just, I know it's not for me. And people seem to be shaming, like, oh, well, your genetic lineage is going to end. And my dad told me something about, that's fine if you don't want kids, because it's not like our bloodline is some kind of legendary bloodline. Like, we need to exist. It's like there's plenty of people in this world as it is. And this idea like, oh, well, your bloodline won't exist. But how many of us really think about on a daily basis or even remember our grandparents, our great-grandparents, if we even got the opportunity to meet our great-grandparents, and let alone our great-great-grandparents? It's like, they might have thought the same thing, like, oh, a piece of me will live on forever. But that piece of you that will live on forever is constantly being diluted because you're meeting another genetic lineage. that slightly dilutes it a little more. This is going to be a horrible analogy, but think about like a cooking pot, and you're going to make soup, and you got your cauldron, and you got your ingredients, and you think like, oh, my genetic lineage, and you're slicing up the carrots. There's me. Well, you meet this woman, and her genetic lineage is some green beans. So now you got a soup with some green beans and carrots. But her lineage also, and then you have that kid. That kid has green beans and carrots. But then they meet their lineage and it's potatoes in the soup, and now they have I don't know, who knows. It's a crazy soup. It's apples and bananas. And all of a sudden, this carrots just get more diluted, more diluted, and all of a sudden, I'm not one of me anymore. I'm one of 8,617 different people who've culminated to make me. I'm not me. I'm just a amalgamation of a bunch of different people who did the no pants dance. And see, I don't have a problem with people who are like, hey, you know what? We don't want kids. Not everyone is destined to be a parent. And if I think the problem that some of the conservatives are having with this dink thing is that they're kind of throwing it in their other people's face. Maybe like, oh, see how great it is when you don't have kids. You could buy Starbucks and you could go on shopping sprees and whatnot. But let's look at it a different way. What if these people say, you know what, we're not going to go to Walmarts and Targets. We're going to support the mom and pop shops, the small business owners. Well, we have extra disposable income because we have no children. Well, now we're going to support this small business, and this small business owner has children. So in a way, it's like, hey, one hand washes the other. I don't got children. I got extra money. You got children. You could use some extra income. We can help each other out. And I think it is better that people who don't want to have children don't have children, as opposed to feeling the pressures of life or the pressure of the family of when are you going to get married and when are you going to have kids and I want grandbabies and blah, 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 blah. Just I think it's better to not have children if you don't want children than to bring children in a world, this stupid world that we live in nowadays, where there's 917.52781 genders and pronouns and Jesus Christ, like that's another thing about this world. Like, do you really want to bring a child into this world where it's like, like 2 wars were going on? There's going to be like a third one, like, was it like South America or something? I saw it quickly on my feed, so I don't know that much about it, but it's like, my goodness, it's just craziness on craziness on craziness. And with inflation and interest rates with being as high as they are, what, you think you're going to raise a child on love? Like, love will pay the bills? No, money will pay the bills. I'm sorry, but I don't know. It's just, if you want kids, I hope it works out for the best of you. I'm not saying don't have children. I'm saying if you want to have children, I hope it works out. I really do. Raise your children right. Install them morals, ethics, respect, love, care, admiration. Take care of them. Have them with full bellies and smiles on their faces. But if you don't want to have children like moi, then don't have children. Don't give in to the pressures of life and society. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you for coming back, and take care and take it easy.